Again this June, Californians will head to the polls to help decide who could become the state's next governor. Well, the final decision comes in November. For now, 9 leading Democratic hopefuls and several Republicans are in the race. So to help you get to know them and what they say they'd bring to the job, Alex Bell sat down with the candidates at this past weekend's convention and will do the same with the Republican Party at their April convention. Now, to keep things fair, we drew names at random for these interviews. First up, State Superintendent Tony Thurmond.
For people that are meeting you for the first time, why are you deciding to run for governor?
Yeah, you know, our state's facing the biggest affordability crisis ever. So many challenges around homelessness. And I want to give working Californians a tax credit so that you all have more money for those, expenses like groceries, gas, and housing. I love this state. I've served it for 18 years as an elected official. I believe I have the experience and a vision to serve, and I want to help our state be better.
Now, if you are elected, what are your top 3 priorities going to be the first year in office?
We have to make sure that people can afford to have a home, and so as governor, I'm going to provide down payment assistance programs. I have a very unique housing plan that will allow us to build 2 million units of housing over the next few years. It uses surplus property that exists on school campuses in every county in our state. There are 75,000 acres of land ready for development. So it will be housing, it will be helping our homeless. As I said, I'm working to get $10 billion for building affordable housing and helping the 10,000 unaccompanied homeless minor youth who are on their own, who need help. I support a single-payer health care program and fighting back against Donald Trump. This reckless immigration policy that we have seen is devastating our communities. I'm working on legislation that would put a tax on any company that operates an ICE detention center. And as governor, I'll work with Congress to abolish ICE and to create a pathway to citizenship for those who just want to work and pay taxes here.
California has spent billions addressing homelessness, but yet it still remains a huge problem in our state. What would you do differently to address homelessness?
I think there has to be accountability in how those dollars get spent, and we have to make sure if there's any waste or abuse that we put a spotlight on that and take care of that. So I think that for every dollar we spend for programs for those who are unhoused, we have to require that the participants participate in mental health and substance abuse programs. I'm also working on legislation right now that would put a measure on the ballot for Californians to vote on that, if passed, would give us $10 billion to build more housing. And I think a big portion of that, if passed, would need to go to helping those who are homeless.
Do you think that California has gone too far, not far enough, or struck the right balance when it comes to criminal justice reform in the state?
When I was on the city council in Richmond, that city was considered the most dangerous city per capita in the state of California. And we approached it in a way where we had a combination approach for how we address crime and safety. And today, violent crime has been significantly reduced. We did this through adding more police. You have to have police in your community. Someone has to answer the call when a crime has been committed. But you can't police or arrest your way out of the problems that we are seeing. You have to also have intervention programs. And as a council member, as a legislator, I've grown programs to provide paid employment training opportunities as a way of keeping people out of engaging in criminal activity. You do have to have diversion programs that give someone a chance at a second chance. But we have to recognize that there has to be accountability for people's actions,
And we're going to keep these candidate interviews going at 6:30, giving you a closer look at the top Democrats in the race. Tomorrow, we'll introduce you to Congressman Eric Swalwell. And of course, we are also working to sit down with the Republican candidates as we continue our coverage of the race for California's next governor.